Welcome to AI Daily Deep Dive,
Yeah.
your daily source for all things AI, completely researched and generated by AI.
By AI for AI.
That's right. Today we're diving into some really thought-provoking stuff.
Yeah, AI's impact on society.
The job market.
And even what it means to be human.
We got some fascinating articles to unpack, so let's jump right in.
You know, it's amazing to see how AI is moving beyond just the hype.
Yeah.
And starting to have a real impact on our world.
For sure.
We've got this paper from Tecnalia. Can transformative AI shape a new age for our civilization?
Ooh.
That really digs into both the incredible potential and the challenges AI presents.
Okay, so let's start with the potential. What kind of breakthroughs are we talking about here? Is it really like sci-fi becoming reality?
It really is starting to feel that way.
Wow.
This paper highlights some amazing advances in areas like strategy games, where AI is now consistently outperforming even the best human players.
Really?
Yeah, and it's not just games. AI is also making waves in language processing, producing incredibly human-like text, and in image recognition, where it's exceeding human accuracy in many tasks.
Oh, that's pretty mind-blowing. But the paper also talks about the challenges, right? I mean, what happens when AI becomes this powerful?
That's the big question everyone's asking.
Yeah.
The paper emphasizes that we need to be thinking about the ethical implications of AI right from the start. We can't just focus on the technology itself.
Right.
We have to consider how it will affect society, jobs, and even our understanding of what it means to be human.
So it's not just about building smarter machines, it's about building them responsibly. Are there any real-world examples of how we're trying to do that?
Actually, yes. The paper points to the European AI Act
Okay.
as a prime example of how governments are starting to create regulations for responsible AI development.
Interesting.
They're trying to establish a kind of social contract between developers, companies, and the public to ensure that AI is used ethically.
That's encouraging to hear. So with all these incredible advancements, are we getting close to creating an AI that's actually intelligent, like a human?
That's a fascinating question, and one that sparks a lot of debate. The paper touches on the concept of artificial general intelligence, or AGI,
Okay.
which would be an AI with the same cognitive abilities as a human.
So like a truly conscious AI, almost like a new form of life.
Exactly.
Wow.
But the paper also points out that AGI is still a distant goal. Right now, AI is very good at specific tasks, but it doesn't have the same kind of general intelligence and adaptability as humans.
So no Terminator scenario just yet. But even without reaching that level of intelligence, AI is already having a huge impact on scientific research, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The paper highlights how AI is becoming a crucial tool for scientists in fields like climate change, public health, and even personalized medicine.
Yeah.
It's helping us to analyze massive amounts of data and identify patterns that would be impossible for humans to see on their own.
So AI is accelerating scientific discovery and helping us to tackle some of the biggest challenges facing humanity. That's pretty amazing. But it's not all sunshine and roses, is it? I mean, there's a lot of controversy surrounding AI as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest areas of controversy is AI's impact on the job market. We have an article from CNN Business that dives into this, talking about what they're calling the ChatGPT effect.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. People are worried that AI is going to take their jobs.
There's definitely some anxiety about that.
Yeah.
But the article actually paints a more nuanced picture. While it's true that AI is automating some tasks and leading to job losses in certain areas, it's also creating entirely new job categories and driving up demand for AI-related skills.
So it's not just a simple case of robots replacing humans.
Exactly. The article cites some pretty striking statistics. Since the end of 2022, job postings for AI-related roles have jumped by a whopping 68%.
Wow.
While overall job postings have actually declined by 17%.
Wow, that's a huge difference. So while some jobs are disappearing, others are emerging to take their place, it sounds like it's going to be really important to people to adapt and learn new skills if they want to stay ahead of the curve.
Absolutely. And it's not just about technical skills. The ability to think critically, solve problems creatively, and collaborate effectively with both humans and AI will be essential in this new job landscape.
So AI is not just changing what we do, it's changing how we think about work itself. It's forcing us to adapt and evolve in ways we probably haven't even imagined yet.
That's a great point. And this brings us to another fascinating article.
Okay.
This one from The Guardian.
Okay.
That explores the question of whether AI is actually beating humans in areas like empathy.
Mhm.
creativity, and even conflict resolution.
Wait, are they seriously saying that AI is more empathetic than humans? That seems hard to believe.
Well, the article challenges that assumption. It argues that a lot of these comparisons are set up in a way that unfairly favors AI.
So are they saying we're rigging the game?
In a way, yes.
Wow.
For example, when we talk about AI being empathetic, we're often measuring its ability to generate responses that sound empathetic on the surface. But true empathy is much deeper than that. It involves understanding another person's feelings and experiences on a fundamental level, which is something AI still struggles with.
So it's like comparing apples and oranges.
Right.
AI might be able to mimic certain aspects of human behavior, but it's not truly replicating the full complexity of human experience.
Exactly. And the article makes similar arguments about creativity and conflict resolution. It suggests that AI is often given an advantage in these comparisons because we're evaluating it in ways that don't fully capture the nuances of human capabilities.
So what does this mean? Should we be less impressed by AI's achievements?
Not necessarily. The article acknowledges the incredible technical progress that's been made in AI,
Okay.
but it cautions against overhyping AI's capabilities and making comparisons that aren't truly meaningful.
It sounds like we need to be careful about how we frame these discussions about AI versus humans. AI is a powerful tool, but it's important to remember that it's just a tool. It's not a replacement for human intelligence and ingenuity.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really important point to keep in mind as we move forward in this era of rapid AI development.
We've covered a lot of ground here in this first segment,
We have.
from the potential of AI to solve global challenges,
Yeah.
to the very real concerns about its impact on jobs and our understanding of what it means to be human. But we've got even more fascinating insights to uncover, so stay tuned for the next segment of our deep dive.
Welcome back to AI Daily Deep Dive. You know, all this talk about AI and the future of work has me thinking about my own retirement planning. Is AI going to take over that too?
That's a great question. And actually, we have an article from Forbes that explores exactly that, how AI is starting to play a role in retirement planning. What's interesting is that the article highlights a bit of a generational divide in how people view this. Younger generations, like Gen Z and millennials, seem more open to the idea of AI helping them plan for retirement, while older generations are a bit more skeptical.
That makes sense. Younger people have grown up with technology all around them, so they might be more comfortable trusting an algorithm with their financial future.
Yeah, it's almost like AI is just another app to them. But regardless of your age, the article emphasizes that AI shouldn't be seen as a replacement for human financial advisors. It's more of a complementary tool, something that can work alongside human expertise to help you make better decisions.
It's like having a superpowered calculator that can analyze vast amounts of data and give you personalized insights. But you still need a human advisor to help you interpret those insights and make sure they align with your individual goals and risk tolerance.
The article actually uses a great analogy. It says that AI is like a GPS for your retirement planning.
Oh, okay.
It can help you chart the best course to reach your destination. But you still need to be the one behind the wheel making the decisions.
I love that analogy. It really highlights the importance of human judgment and experience in this process. AI can be a fantastic tool, but it can't replace the wisdom and intuition that a good financial advisor brings to the table.
So what are some of the specific ways that AI can help with retirement planning? Can it really make a difference in how much money you end up with?
Absolutely. The article points out that AI can analyze historical economic data to help you make more informed decisions about things like asset allocation and investment strategies. It can also help you stay on top of your budget, track your cash flow, and even manage your investments automatically.
So it's like having a personal finance assistant that works 24/7
Yeah.
to help you reach your financial goals. But are there any risks involved in using AI for retirement planning? I mean, what if the algorithm makes a mistake?
That's a valid concern, and the article addresses it head on. It's important to remember that AI algorithms can sometimes have biases based on the data they're trained on. So while AI can be incredibly helpful, it's crucial to trust but verify. Don't just blindly follow any recommendations from an AI. Always make sure they make sense for your individual situation and that you're comfortable with the level of risk involved.
So AI can be a game changer for retirement planning. But it's important to use it wisely and with a healthy dose of skepticism. We need to be informed consumers of AI, just like we are with any other financial product or service.
Exactly. And it's important to remember that AI is constantly evolving. The algorithms are getting smarter all the time, and the capabilities of AI in this space are only going to grow in the coming years.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on. But let's shift gears a bit and talk about something a little more philosophical. We've been discussing the impact of AI on society, jobs, and even our personal finances. But what about its potential to change the very definition of what it means to be human? I mean, that's a pretty heavy topic.
It is a heavy topic, and you're right, we've only scratched the surface of that in our discussion of the Tecnalia paper earlier. Remember how it talked about the possibility of AI becoming a moral agent, almost like a new form of life?
Yeah.
And how the transhumanist movement sees AI as the next step in human evolution.
Yeah, that was pretty mind-blowing. It's almost hard to wrap your head around. I mean, if AI reaches a point where it's capable of independent thought and even consciousness, how would that change our relationship with technology? Would we even see AI as technology anymore? Or would it be something else entirely?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one that philosophers and ethicists are just beginning to grapple with. We're entering uncharted territory here, and there are no easy answers. But one thing's for sure. The rise of AI is forcing us to confront some fundamental questions about what it means to be human, what constitutes intelligence, and even what the future of our species might look like.
It's both exciting and a little bit terrifying at the same time. It feels like we're standing on the edge of a precipice, looking out at a future that's full of both incredible possibilities and potential dangers.
I think you've captured it perfectly, and it's important that we have these conversations now. While AI is still in its relatively early stages of development, we need to think about the kind of future we want to create with this technology and make sure we're steering it in a direction that benefits all of humanity.
So let's bring this conversation back down to earth a bit and talk about the here and now. We've touched on the impact of AI on the job market, but let's zoom in a bit more on the specific ways it's changing the way we work. I mean, are robots really going to steal all our jobs?
That's the big fear, right? And while it's true that AI is automating some tasks and even entire job roles, the reality is much more complex than that. Remember the CNN article we discussed earlier about the ChatGPT effect? It showed that while some jobs are disappearing, many others are emerging, particularly in areas related to AI development and implementation.
Right, it's not just a simple case of robots taking over. It's more about a shift in the types of skills that are in demand. It's about adapting to a new world where humans and AI work side by side.
Exactly. And the key to thriving in this new world is to be adaptable, to be a lifelong learner, and to embrace the opportunities that AI presents. It's about seeing AI not as a threat, but as a tool that can help us to be more productive, more creative, and more fulfilled in our work.
So it's not about humans versus machines. It's about humans plus machines.
Right.
It's about finding ways to leverage the strengths of both to create a more prosperous and equitable future for everyone.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It's about recognizing that AI is not some monolithic force that's going to take over the world. It's a collection of technologies that we as humans have the power to shape and direct. And the choices we make today will determine what kind of impact AI has on our lives, our work, and our world in the years to come.
Speaking of shaping the impact of AI, we've been hearing a lot about how AI is being used in the arts. Some people are excited about the creative possibilities, while others are concerned about the potential consequences. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes. The world of art and AI is a fascinating one, full of both promise and peril. Remember that Guardian article we discussed earlier, the one about the UK government's proposed changes to copyright law to facilitate AI use in the creative industries? That sparked a lot of debate, with artists expressing concerns about the potential for AI to devalue human creativity and lead to a flood of generic machine-made art.
Right, it's like if an AI can create a painting that's indistinguishable from one made by a human artist, what does that mean for the value of human art? And who owns the copyright to that AI-generated artwork? It's a real ethical and legal minefield.
Absolutely. And it's forcing us to re-examine some fundamental questions about the nature of creativity, originality, and ownership. I mean, is it still art if it's created by a machine? And if so, what kind of art is it? Is it simply a technical feat, or can it express genuine emotion, meaning, and beauty? These are questions that we don't have easy answers to, and they're going to be debated for years to come.
It's amazing to think about how AI is pushing us to rethink these fundamental concepts, not just in art, but in so many areas of our lives. It's like it's holding up a mirror to humanity, forcing us to examine our own values, our own creativity, and even our own place in the universe.
I love that way of looking at it. It's like AI is a catalyst for introspection, a tool for self-discovery. And in a way, that might be its most profound impact of all.
Wow, that's a really thought-provoking way to end this segment. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the nuts and bolts of how AI works to its potential to reshape our world and even our understanding of ourselves. But we're not done yet. We got one more segment to go, so stay tuned for our final thoughts and takeaways.
Welcome back to AI Daily Deep Dive. As we've been discussing all these different aspects of AI, it's striking how much our perception of this technology influences how we use it. We swing between anxiety and excitement. But perhaps the reality of AI's impact lies somewhere in the middle.
It's true. We either imagine AI as this unstoppable force that'll take over the world,
Right.
or we see it as this magical solution to all of our problems.
Right.
But AI is neither villain nor savior.
Exactly. AI is ultimately a tool. And like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. The key lies in the intentions of the people developing and using it. That's why all those ethical considerations we discussed earlier are so crucial.
Yeah.
We need to be really thoughtful about the values we embed in AI systems and the safeguards we put in place to prevent its misuse.
It's like we're at a crossroads, like deciding what path AI will take. And it's not a decision that should be made by a select few. We need diverse voices and perspectives to shape AI's development in a way that benefits all of humanity.
You're absolutely right.
Yep.
We need ethicists, philosophers, social scientists, artists, policymakers, and of course the general public to be a part of this conversation. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about the kind of future we want to create.
So where does this leave the average person? What can we do to prepare ourselves for this future where AI is becoming so deeply integrated into our lives? It all feels a bit overwhelming sometimes.
Is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is to stay informed.
Okay.
Pay attention to the developments in AI.
Yeah.
Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one,
Right.
and engage in conversations about the implications of this technology.
Knowledge is power, right?
Yeah.
The more we understand about AI, the better equipped we'll be to navigate the changes and make informed decisions.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and to think critically about how AI is being used in the world around you.
We can't just passively accept whatever AI throws our way. We need to be active participants in shaping its development and ensuring that it's used for the betterment of humanity.
I think that's a really empowering message.
Yeah.
And it's also important to remember that AI is not some monolithic force.
Right.
It's a diverse collection of technologies, each with its own strengths and limitations.
So we need to be discerning about how we use AI. Not every problem requires an AI solution. And we shouldn't fall into the trap of thinking that AI is a magic bullet for everything. We need to carefully consider when and where AI is appropriate and always prioritize human well-being and values.
Well said. It's all about finding that balance between harnessing the power of AI and preserving the things that make us uniquely human.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dives, from the technical marvels of AI to the ethical dilemmas it poses, from its impact on our jobs to its potential to redefine what it means to be human, and even how AI is forcing us to rethink the very nature of art. It's been an incredibly thought-provoking journey.
It has. I hope our listeners have gained a deeper understanding of this complex and rapidly evolving field. The world of AI is full of both challenges and opportunities, and it's up to all of us to navigate this new landscape with wisdom, foresight, and a commitment to our shared humanity.
So as we continue to explore the frontiers of AI, let's approach this technology with both curiosity and caution, with excitement and a healthy dose of skepticism. Let's ask the tough questions, challenge assumptions, and push the boundaries of what's possible, all while keeping the well-being of humanity at the forefront of our minds. And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the world of AI.